Alright, so I had mad time on my hands, so I might as well tell you a story about this lady that I used to date, right? Because a lot of y'all don't understand how crazy y'all are. Because I guess y'all live y'all entire life so much to a point where y'all craziness is just normal to you. So, I mean, I feel you, but come on now. Like, there's like a limit to being crazy. So, I met this lady like years ago. She was gorgeous, sexy as all hell. She was like 5'9", whatever, like nice body. And we went out on a date. The date was very fun. She's a very funny person, very charismatic, very intelligent. So I was just vibing with her the whole time. I didn't see no flaws at that moment. But I should have known that she was putting on a facade because she wasn't blinking the whole time during that date, basically. So like a sign of not blinking is showing that you're in defense mode. Like you don't want to show no expressions in your face, basically. So I should have known that, but at that time I wasn't into psychology. I wasn't into like knowing the facial features and the structure or the movements. So I just took it as though she's a banging ass lady. Her body's nice or whatever. She's very nice. She's very calm. She's very cool and all that. So the more I got to know her, I was thinking like, you know what? I want this girl to be my shorty. So I took her to church because this is when I was like a Christian. I was like big on church and everything. I took her to church. My uncle told me that this is the right person for me. I was looking like, yeah, okay. I got like, and mind you, my uncle was one of my biggest mentors. I love my uncle to death and to life. Like I love my uncle like the fullest, basically. So when he told me that, I confirmed it. Like, you know what? This is gonna be my wife. So later on, she said she was going to do certain stuff with her house, like where she was living at, because she was living with her like her sister or her aunt or something like that. I should have took that and pretty much look at that as a red flag too. But she was going to do something with her aunt and her sister and everything. And when I met her aunt and her sister, they were mad cool too. Like they were calm. So I was looking like, okay, so they all seem kind of nice. What the hell's going on with the situation basically? So when I left, I was telling her, you know what? You can stay with me. So when she got her stuff, she started living with each other. It was cool for about a week, 1 week. And the next thing you know, she had to get her baby from her baby dad. This is when I realized that she might be a little bit crazy. Because before she introduced me to the baby father, she was telling me how he's abusive, he's like a crazy individual, he's a part of Illuminati. And at this point I was a conspiracy theorist too. Like, so I was thinking anybody in Illuminati, anybody that's a Freemason is evil. So I was looking at this situation like, yo, this guy have to be crazy. This guy's like loco. So when I went to like the mother of the baby father's house, and the mother opened the door, and the daughter came out, the girl that I was dating spit on the floor, like while the mother was closing the door, basically. And I'm looking like, okay, that don't seem pretty pleasant. But at the time I was a simp too, so everything that she was doing, she had a reason, like she had a good reason. So I was thinking like, yo, this is my girl, I'm gonna protect her at all costs. Not knowing that spitting on the floor with somebody that didn't do anything to her at the moment was like a problem. I didn't think of that was a problem. I was thinking the person that she was spitting at was the problem instead of the person that was doing the spitting. So I'm looking like, all right, cool, whatever. Like, if you want to spit, you must have a good reason. Simp mentality. So later on, we went to get food. Oh my gosh, this is the worst part. This is when I realized I might be dealing with a crazy person. Like, I went to get, it was pork chops and I don't know, pork ribs and like chicken from this famous Philippine spot that was in New Jersey, basically. I think it's called shout out to Kiki Riki or whatever. So apparently, like when I brought the food to her, she didn't want it. So I'm looking like, yo, this is what you asked for. This is what you asked me to get. And then she was like, oh, it's too much. It's too burnt. I mean, I'm sorry. So I'm looking like, yo, just scrape it off. Like I'm from the hood. I mean, if you get food and I pay for the food and all that, and the food come like in a certain way and all that, you can just scrape stuff off. You can just scrape whatever you don't like off, whatever. Put that stuff to the side, kiss it to the ceiling. It is what it is. But because she didn't want that one piece of rib that was burnt, she threw the entire food at me. Like, so it was ribs on my face, rice on my face, chicken sauce all over me, basically. And then she got up and tried to choke me. So at the time, whatever, I was sitting here dodging the shit. And I was like, yo, what the hell is wrong with you? Her response was, I just felt like doing it. That moment, I realized I was in deep trouble. Because now this lady was living with me. Now the lady was brought a kid over. Now I'm close with the kid. It comes to a point where I was like, yo, I'm stuck. My simp thoughts, like my love for so-called black women, took over my judgment. And it's weird. Because now, like, the next day, she wanted some liquor. And at that time, I wasn't really drinking. And I didn't want to give her any liquor because I seen how she do the ribs at my face and all that. So I was thinking, if she get drunk in front of me, what's gonna happen if she get mad? So I was like, all right, so I'm not gonna give you any liquor and all that. So next thing you know, she spat in my face, like, and she called me a F-boy and all this other type of stuff. So at this time, like, I wasn't hitting women. I wasn't trying to, like, fight her back and all that. And especially the daughter was right there. So later on, I was like, hey, yo, this lady gotta go. This lady gotta go. I'm tired of her. So I told her, like, hey, yo, you gotta leave such and such. She refused to leave. To the point where my simp ass left. Like, so I was basically homeless for 2 days because I didn't want to go back to the house because she'd rather stay there, and I was simp enough to leave and keep her there basically. So later on, when I came back, this is even worse actually because I almost died in this situation. If it wasn't for my sister or my family or whatever, I probably would have been dead at that point because they had to tell me how crazy she was. Like, so later on, like, I came back, of course, me being the simp that I was. I forgave her, gave her a hug, and be like, all right, we cool. But I was still scared of the lady. I was still scared of her. And I was still close to the little daughter. So I was like, hey, yo, I might as well just deal with it, basically. And of course, I've been through a lot anyway, so I didn't really, how can I put this? I was used to it. I was used to it already. I wasn't used to dying, but I was used to, like, going through a bunch of drama and everything. So I was like, you know what? I might as well just live with it. It is what it is. So a week later, we was barely talking. It wasn't no close. It was tension going on. Me and the daughter was still cool. Like, her and the daughter was still cool and all that, but it was just tension towards us. But one day she said she wanted to have sex and all that. And at this point, I'm like, hey, yo, leave me alone. Like, I wanted you going for a long period. I don't know why you're still here. Just leave me alone. I'm cool with you at the moment, but ain't no sexual activity going on right now. So instead, she went out, got drunk, and at this point, like, she made the key. She made the key without me even knowing, basically. So I went to sleep. I was just chilling, going to sleep, whatever. She came back. When I woke up, a pillow was over my face. and she was trying to like rod me or whatever, if you want to call it that. So I had to push the pillow off, and mind you, she was strong, whatever. Even though I was stronger, she was strong. So like when I pull the pillow off, as soon as I pull the pillow off, there was a fist, boom, like kept hitting me, and then, and mind you, I was half asleep too. She took the pillow back and put it over my face. So I kept pushing the pillow off. Boom. Kept hitting me. So next thing you know, I had to like legit mush her off of me. I had to use all my strength to mush her off. So next thing you know, she went in the kitchen, got some bleach, tried to throw it in my face. So luckily I blocked the situation. And mind you, the daughter was right there watching. So if I hit the bleach a little bit further, it would have hit the daughter. And that would have just ended everything. Like, period. It would have been like some sort of lawsuit going on. It would have been some sort of chaos. But because I've been so used to being a simp, because I'm so used to drama, I just kept it between us two and all that. So she threw the bleach in my face, whatever. I blocked it. Luckily, it didn't hit the daughter. So because I blocked it, she threw the bleach on my Timbs. Like she was pouring it all on all my shoes and all that. So next thing you know, I was pissed, but me being a simp, she decided to paint my Timbs back to the color it was and apologize. And I was like, all right, it's cool. Me being a simp, it was a simp mentality. I don't like. This is why when women say you shouldn't bash women, you should understand what people have been going through when it comes to dealing with certain women, because this is not the first time I've almost got killed by females. Matter of fact, I almost got killed by more females than men. Like, it is what it is. I got shot at, like ran over, all this other type of stuff because a female was in her feelings. And I didn't do anything to this lady. So later on, like I said, I keep telling you, like the daughter and I was very close. I used to take her shopping all the time. I used to be mad cool with her. So at the end of the day, whatever, I just shut everything down. I just stopped talking to her. Like I didn't want to say a word to her, whatever, to a point where she was like, you know what, I'll just leave. But the moment she actually left and she came back to get her stuff, and mind you, me and the daughter used to talk, we used to be cool. The moment she came back, I tried to say what's up to the daughter. And the daughter just had a blank look on her face. Like she didn't know me anymore. So it came to a point where whatever happened within those 2 or 3 days that she left and then come back to get her stuff, what was she telling her daughter? Now the daughter hate me because like me and the mother split up. So like people don't understand like the drama that we have to go through when it comes to dealing with men or women or whatever the situation is. And people are so silent about it to a point where if we do put it out in the open, it's considered bashing, or it's considered like hatred towards yourself or who hurt you and all that. Why would you do that? Like everybody get hurt. Everybody gets hurt or whatever when it comes to certain situations and all that. And if you generalize certain stuff, it's because you've been through a multitude of situations to where it wasn't any closure. Now you have to generalize it because like the average situation that happens is through that generalization. So I think we need to be more open when it comes to dealing with hurt or dealing with like situations and all that. And then we have to look at the other people that go through the same situations. Because I have to deal with a bunch of men that have been through the same situation basically. There's like a man right now. He got locked up simply because he fought back. Like the lady done smashed all of his windows and all that, used to beat on them and all that type of stuff. But as soon as he fought back, he was so powerful to a point where he broke her arm. And I don't like that either. I'm not big on like domestic violence at all. But he broke her arm. That's when she told on him. She told on him. Now everybody was after him to a point where now he's doing jail time and she's free, breaking other people's cars. And it's crazy, man. Like, we have to like start opening up and don't throw stones at people that really want to express themselves at the moment, because they're no telling if that's a venting situation, and no telling if that's like a way to get out some sort of pain. Because if you talk about like, oh, you're bashing this or whatever, you're inserting that pain right back towards them to a point where they don't want to express themselves. Now they want to take action on certain people. Now you want to complain about their actions instead of actually letting them know that, hey, look, maybe I need help. You wasn't trying to help me, so now I'm gonna have to act on it. So with that said, right, I'm talking about this situation because I stayed silent for so long. Like, I didn't fight back when I was getting spit at, when I was getting food thrown at me, when I was getting bleach thrown in my face, when I was getting a pillow over my head, her trying to violate me. I wasn't saying a word until the end of the relationship. And the moment I said something to my friends was just laughing. Like, hey, yo, man, that's crazy. No help whatsoever. Like no counseling whatsoever. But when she said something, I started getting threats. The daughter just stopped talking to me. So it comes to a point where like a lot of us need to be careful about who we accept in our life. A lot of people need to understand that we need to have some sort of evaluation. We need to have a background check. We need to have like an understanding before we bring somebody into our house, because ain't no telling how crazy that person is. And that craziness might cause your life to be in danger. So let's just start working on each other, man. And if somebody do want to express themselves, let them do it. Stop putting it back on other people like we're weak, or like we're bashing, or we must hate ourselves, we must not like ourselves and all that. There's a purpose for every action or every word that we say. It's coming from somewhere. So let's just listen. If we don't know the entire situation, let's not misjudge it. Just listen to whatever and ask more questions. Because maybe that's what we need. We need somebody to listen. Maybe we need somebody to ask us more questions. Maybe we need somebody to learn from. Because I was that type of person that I didn't ask any questions. I just accepted until the actions almost cost me my life. Let's just start dealing with people like we know instead of just believing in their potential. Because we've been taught to just focus on potential and not actually evaluate the entire situation. So it is what it is, man. Stop dealing with these crazy people. And if they are crazy, and if you can't help them out, leave them alone. But it's okay to help them and teach them or whatever the situation is. And if they actually do start developing a liking for you, or like if they're learning more, it's okay to accept certain people like that. But if they're just surface and you accept that surface, understand that you're putting your life in danger. Potentially. I mean, it is what it is.